Hello, dear ones. Father Peter John, coming to you from All Saints Orthodox Church in Bloomington, Indiana. Christ is in our midst. Today we're talking about step number 19 on the ladder of divine ascent by St. John Climacus. The title of this chapter is On Sleep, Prayer, and Psalmody with the Brotherhood. I'm going to do a lot of reading on today's particular topic because he has so much to say. He starts off with talking about the sleep, and then he moves into temptations that we face in church. So here goes. He says, sleep is a particular state of nature. It's an image of death, an inactivity of the senses. Sleep is one thing, but its sources and occasions are many. That is to say, it comes from nature, right? Naturally, we get tired. It comes from food. Oh, I ate a big meal. I'm really sleepy. It comes from demons. Bet you didn't know that. Or perhaps sometimes from extreme or prolonged fasting because your body needs to take consolation and rest after having struggled so hard to fast. He says, just as drinking too much comes from habit, right? He says, so too from habit comes oversleeping. Now, here's what he says about the demons and sleep in church. He says, let us observe, and we shall find that the spiritual trumpet, that is the church bell, that's what he calls it, serves as an outward signal for the gathering of the brethren. But it is also an unseen signal for the assembly of our foes, right? The demons hear the church bell and they say, hey, let's get to work. Here's what they do. Some of them stand by our bed. And when we get up, they urge us to lie back down again. They say, wait till the preliminary hymns are finished. Then you can go to church. You ever had that happen? You woke up, you were going to go to Matins maybe, and you started to get out of bed and you thought, you know what? I mean, Matins. I'll be there for the Divine Liturgy. That's what really counts. He says that's a demonic temptation. Others plunge those standing at prayer into sleep, right? You ever get sleepy when you're praying, especially at home, especially your evening prayers, and you're trying not to fall asleep on your feet? That's what he's talking about here. He says, some produce severe, unusual pains in the stomach. Others urge us to make conversations in church. Did you know that? That was a temptation of the evil one, to just get chatty in church, talk with people in church. You're not supposed to do that. Some entice the mind to shameful thoughts. Others make us lean against a wall as though from fatigue. Sometimes they involve us in fits of yawning. Some of them bring on waves of laughter during prayer. See, all sorts of things here. They're coming at us from all sorts of angles. Some force us to hurriedly read or chant merely from laziness, right? The service is taking too long. Speed up, Joe. And yet others suggest that we should chant more slowly for the pleasure of it. He who reckons with feeling of heart that he stands before God in prayer shall be an unshakable pillar, says St. John, and none of the aforesaid demons will make sport of him. In other words, he who pours his heart into prayer and recognizes the reality that he is standing at the footstool of God, offering up prayers to the Lord and Creator of all, if he pours his heart into it, if he loves the Lord with all his heart, soul, mind, and strength, then he will not be subject and fall to the temptations of these demons. So the next time you're in church and you're tempted to yawn or chat or whatever, you heard the list. Remember, God is in control. You are in his presence. We are at his footstool, and we should be sober-minded, not sleeping. Christ is in our midst. He is and ever shall be.